Yeah, I didn't hit the restroom so far. Wait, my race is over. We'll play Burden of Command any second. My game is still counting the dollars. Yeah, let's see what Kavi won. Ah, now we're talking. And it was one of the fastest in that. Great book. Marine Sniper by Charles Henderson. Let me check that out. Always a big fan of first-hand accounts. Yeah. Raw material. Because I really like to get into the mindsets, because you can really see how those people were thinking, feeling. And that's what I mean. That's what I had this comparison to modern warfare or modern soldiers, to what I read. No, there was also bad things happening in past wars, yeah. And a lot of hate, but you get the idea. Okay, quickly hit the restroom. Give me a second. I see the follower number of games. Bird of Command has 14 followers on Twitch. It's the lowest number I've ever seen. Heavy machine guns. What is a heavy French machine gun? We need to take this off.
bordel de merde!
The only exit. Positions a company like that. Then we need to squeeze them all now through that. Okay. We need to work with what we have. Actually.
Ne prendre pas la pipe!
Ah, now wait, I can get up.
Suppressive fire!
We need to get set up.
Nah, I really like that game. It hits me hard. I really like that. Moving around with those Tonys. The only game that really hit that fix, but it is simply for me too much to play it. It has really a great campaign. It's a board game here, Fields of Fire. I mean, I play it here in Vasal. It's a lot of work. because of the soft sand.
Let's win this one! Stick close. Tirez! Come on! Charge!
Holy moly, he made it. That was not what I expected. Should have checked the path. Holy moly, man, that guy made it. I was thinking they will go like that. it's not possible. It's a self-rally, okay. Oh, those dudes can fire.
Come on! Let's go! Move it! Donnez-leur une pilule amère! Anyone want a speech? Planquez-vous!
Yeah, I know about Normandy. I mean, we will basically play the historical path of those cotton ballers. Operation Torch, that was no, what was Operation Torch again? Is it the Sicily landings? Or the Italy mainland landings? Exactly, that was the term for both. The soft underbelly. Yeah, I don't know if they participated in that. I think they got retrained. But we will definitely see Normandy, as far as I know. Yeah, I mean, sure, but definitely rerouted resources. Some people or historians claim it was not a success, and yeah, pro or cons. I mean, hit the enemy everywhere where you can. The Germans had, of course, to send stuff to that front line, which they lacked on the Eastern Front and in Normandy. But you're right, yeah, they of course they're stuck in the mountains. But still, yeah. Also, exactly, Italians surrendered. The Germans had to pour even more resources in order to basically keep, to annex Italia. Definitely, since the Italians were such great fighters, the Germans had to pay them. I mean, where the Italians really failed hard was in Africa, North Africa. Yeah. Dude rolled in, man. He wanted Mussolini, man. Tony's, let's go, man. Roman Empire 2.0. Let's go. Jimmy, honey, here, let's go. What was it? What did the Roman Empire? What was? Who was Hannibal of? Was it a big empire they forked, which could also completely turned the entire history differently. Hannibal of that dude who went over the Alps. What empire he was? What the name? And that was basically the struggle of the Romans, and they succeeded and could then advance to a world power. What's the name, man? I forgot. Dementia. Yeah, and here, let's go, Roman Empire 2.0. 2 months later in Africa, oh shit, man, we need to retreat. Massive retreat. There's even but that's a different story. There's even in Italy this excuse story. Yeah, it was the Nazi Germans who pushed us into that. We didn't want that. We got forced to that. I mean, Italy never really had this phase of figuring out what they did wrong at. Like Germany or Japan. Even nowadays, some excuse Tonys. Yeah, it was the Germans. We didn't want that. Man, when Mussolini rolled there out, man, people were cheering. Yeah, Austria. I mean, okay, they have the excuse that they got annexed. But you're right. Yeah, there was of course a lot of Austrians that said, "Ah, nice, Jimmy. Let's roll. Let's go in. Let's capture the world." And then, we got annexed. We didn't want that. But there's a lot of Italians that have this mindset that especially here, Hitler or Nazi Germany forced them to go, while the roots of fascism are not with Mussolini, but that other guy, that philosopher there in Italy. Gentile, exactly, yeah. That proposed this new way of socialism. Exactly, Gentile. Giovanni Gentile. And then they rolled in, man. They were thinking, Africa, let's go, let's go, let's go. A couple of months later, oh shit, we're retreating, man. Better ask those Germans to send something. Yeah, I mean, I need to... let's see, I mean, this units here, we should be able to suppress this first platoon. I need some dudes on those guys. We need to move through that area anyways, because I will, at next opportunity, move down from here, as we receive indeed MMG fire, which is not acceptable. That is nice. Yeah, I mean, the biggest plot twist of socialism is how yeah, I mean, left, right, that is, can you even call it like that? But how basically the one socialist ended up to make it appear that the other socialists are complete the opposite of them. And absolutely have nothing to do with him. I mean, they were opposed historically. Yeah, Bolsheviks or whatever you want to call them. Soviet class-based socialists. But I mean, look at both countries. They're so similar. Yeah, Soviet Union under Stalin, Nazi Germany under Hitler. Yeah? It's basically the same thing with some nuances. I mean, nuances of course not respecting the million of murder. Yeah, I mean, the word of socialism is even in the word, but that is something what they try to hide nowadays. There's a reason why they call themselves National Socialists. And that word is not some. Sometimes you hear educators trying to, yeah, they wanted to appeal to everyone. Complete nonsense. They were socialists. Yeah? Socialism is centralization. It is socialism. Socialism is not here handshaking or whatever. Socialism is centralization, and then distributing to whoever needs it. Yeah, how those needs are defined, that is in another book. And while the Soviet socialists are obviously based on class, yeah, bourgeoisie versus proletariat. The Nazi Germany socialism was and the Karl Marx teachings are internationalism, so we need to carry that teaching into the world. And some might even say, if no, I mean, even the original author said, if required, with violence. While the Nazis were basically a racial, nationalist-based socialism. Yeah. We will conduct socialism, but only for our race and for our nation. We will not carry that shit into the world, but we will make the world basically accept it or obey it. Yeah? Very similar but Soviet socialists, so what you nowadays call left and right, even those terms, complete opposite. Well, there's also saying that left extreme, right extreme is often closer together than you think, which perhaps is even true if you seek the history. Exactly, and it is corpses, corpses everywhere. And also, the Soviet socialism was not really. Yeah, of course they claimed it's based on class, but I mean they also nuked those Ukrainians. As they realized here, when Lenin realized, shit man, the economy is going south, dude nuked the entire food stockpile of the Ukrainians, killed millions of those guys, and sold it on the capitalist market. Exactly what he opposed. So he realized, oh shit, what you call realpolitik. It's always like that. I mean, we see it even in modern times. I think here, especially in Germany, with Green, with the Green Party. I mean, those dudes really had bad luck. They came to power, not to power, but they came to more power. Then the Ukrainian war breaks out. Really bad luck. Normally, the Green Party was always the anti-war party. Yeah, suddenly those dudes are in charge. Need to send tanks, Even more than China has racism. Yeah, racism is everywhere prevalent. And they claim, class-based, man. Soviet Union was also completely anti-Jew. Yeah, of course they didn't murder millions of Jews like the Nazi Germany's. But they were also absolute racist against Jews and against Poles, man. When they smoked those Poles there in the uprising, on purpose didn't go in and let the Germans murder them all. And then they say, oh yeah, shit, we had to exchange the oil of our tanks, sorry. Well, I think in the beginning it proposed, or at least indicated that they might help them. That Warsaw uprising, while the Soviets were camping outside and simply saying, oh, let's wait it out. And then annex them. Yeah, I mean, socialism sounds good on paper. Yeah, when I was a young Timmy in the university, I was also thinking, I mean, but somehow in real politics, you check all countries, it is always ending in massive murder. And Nazi Germany was also socialism, period. Don't believe those yappas that try to tell you something else. It was centralized. It was never capitalist. Sometimes you hear people saying Nazi Germany was capitalist or full capitalist. I mean, you always have some capitalist elements, but everything was under state control. All those companies worked under state control. All those worker associations, they were all under state control. That is centralization. That is socialism. Period. Even Martin Luther was known to have a thing with Jews. Yeah, I mean, sure, the church, absolutely. What stuff is? Yeah, I mean, even Karl Marx, man, was absolutely anti-Jew while somehow being a Jew. Dude was massively. I mean, that's also what nowadays is often pushed below the table. That Karl Marx was massively anti-Jew, man. He wrote exactly that those conspiracy theories that Hitler also proposed. Dude wrote about that Jews are controlling the world economy, and one of the biggest threats was Karl Marx. While we name roads here after him. Why everybody, oh, I didn't hear that. What do you mean? I never heard that. In Germany, they even released books with or teachings from Karl Marx or his letters. Especially his letters were very anti-Semitic. And they simply cut it out. Oh shit, man. What the fuck, man. I think Karl Marx is such a good dude, but why is he now writing such bad things about Jews? Should cut it out and release it. That's how it works nowadays, man. Create your own truth, man. Create your own truth, man. Karl Marx, man, was absolutely, man, the chill dude. I mean, he grew up, I think he had Jewish parents. But dude went completely in that regard. He was not different from Hitler. They both shared the same. Here, it's a world conspiracy. Yeah, Mother Teresa. Yeah, and but that is true. If you study history, I mean, nobody needs to tell you that what you nowadays consider left socialists basically completely succeeded in detaching racial, national-based socialism entirely from that, as if it would be the opposite thing. While if you compare the Soviet Union under Stalin and Nazi Germany under Hitler, or China under Mao, yeah, millions died, but in different circumstances. And all very similar. Massive state control, opposition is getting eliminated. So if you only raise your finger, you're dead. Militarization, invade your neighboring states. The Soviet Union was also invading Finland. Tried it on the Poles after Lenin came to power. They tried to invade Poland. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, of course, Nazi Germany had more this racial, nationalist, superhuman element. Yeah, exactly. While the Soviets had this class stuff, but it was also, I mean, the name Soviet Union is already quite a mockery. The Soviet is basically, as far as I know, the term derives from worker unions, which when Lenin came to power was one of the first forces he eliminated, because those dudes were too vocal. So the term Soviet Union, Soviet is something like a worker union or farmer union or work association, those smaller groups. He utilized that in his political campaign when he then came to power and those guys wanted to participate and said, hey, can you now do this and that? You promised it to us. He executed them all. But kept the name Soviet. So the name Soviet is mockery. Yeah? And again, against the Ukrainians, I mean, that was also racial. Yeah? That Ukrainian mass killing under Lenin, mass starving, it was of course also having a racial component. Dude, not by accident starved Ukrainians to death. Yeah? They didn't put it in their book, yeah, like the Nazi Germany's here, and didn't specifically, we need to kill all Jews on the planet, like the Nazis. Yeah? Same as fascism goes from bundle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's this Italian gentile stuff. German, ein Bündel. Yeah, this when you tow together this farming stuff. What is it? Wheat. What's the word for it? Gentile, yeah, I think he was also. All those dudes were socialists. Yeah, socialism. They were all socialists, yeah. Here, rights for the workers. They went different directions. But they didn't went 180-degree directions. What they tried to make you believe nowadays. As if some sort... I mean, in my school they told me as if communism would be the 180 degree of fascism. Just absolutely... it's a joke, yeah. It's simply apologetic or whatever you call it. They are very similar, at least in real politics. I don't talk about the ultimate teachings and whatever, which are very fantastic. Like, yeah, we need to create a socialist, a centralized government, which basically abolishes capitalism. And when that is achieved, the government steps down. Man, if you hear that, yeah, that happened a lot in history, that people in power said, yeah, okay, right, we achieved it. Seems like I'm not the king anymore, so okay, I will step down. Yeah, happened in history so often that people in power voluntarily step down. But people are stupid. People are stupid and you can control them easily. I think nowadays they're even more stupid when it comes to such politically loaded information. They never have opinions like... You never hear people saying, I reject both sides, or I think that side has this argument, that side has this argument, but both have their issues. Never hear something like that. You always hear, those guys are great, those guys are bad, those simple-minded. Yeah, and also those books getting, this... absolutely, was a socialist. Mussolini was even a communist for a while. Yeah, exactly. Even Hitler and all those dudes, man, they were following at some point some sort of movement which was simply on vogue back in the days. But they are very similar, yeah, so... And nowadays I remember in my school they tried to give me that the Nazis only included the word socialism in order to make it attractive for the lower people. Yeah, I mean, sure, you can claim that, but you can also claim that for the communists. Again, yeah, once those dudes got into power, and then the people came and said, okay, you are now in power, do this and that, please. No, get executed. I'm installing burden of command. Nice. Yeah, they're currently selling it for 20%. Yeah, that's also... you $20 plus 20%. Yeah, just what? $2? No. 4. Oh. Yeah, crazy. Okay, but back to the game. But yeah, that is true. That is... I'm not even that much interested in the politics, but I find it often so estranging, or what you call it, alien, or people sit on their positions and fight for it, neglecting everything, every contradiction. I mean, yeah, I would also like to have that all people are equal. People are not getting exploited. That is what they nowadays claim. Yeah, that is socialism, more rights for everyone. Yeah, I mean, But look into the reality. Look at those states that employed socialism and tell me how much there was happiness, rainbows, and people being equal. This, of course, never happened. Not even close. You had people in power dictating stuff, living a good life while everybody else had to obey. Same shit, different color, yeah? Same old lies, same old tactics, yeah? Whenever was somebody in the Soviet Union considered equal? Or in China, or in Cuba, or wherever. Never happened. You always have people exploiting others, and once they're in power, they will make sure that they stay in power. It's also where those teachings completely fail, that the state will abolish itself. On the other hand, I must say here, Marx had some... Was it Marx? Nah, it was Lenin. Marx, I don't think he was even that smart. Marx was a fucking lazy... Like me now. Marx was... if Marx would live nowadays, dude would play all day video games. Somehow he found a wife somewhere, because perhaps dude is really a good talker or a good whatever, which would work for him. And do all shit in the household, while dude is sitting doing nothing, playing video games, while Engels writes him a WhatsApp message: dude, where is the rest of your book? Yeah, I'm done in 6 months. Turns out it will be 20 years. And dude never picked up a job. Yeah. Did Karl Marx ever work? I don't think. Dude was never working, man. Dude, I mean, Karl Marx, I really have respect for that dude, that he managed it. Basically, he managed his entire life without ever working. He always lived on either Engels sent him money. His wife was His wife was completely busy selling shit. But dude was really good making babies. Karl Marx was really good at making babies. Yeah. Ah, shit, man. Yeah. His wife is complaining. Karl, man. Karl. Yeah, Karl. Those cars, man. Karl, man, you're such a lazy bitch. We need to do something. Our household is running out. I don't want a husband like you. You are such a lazy bitch. Jenny, I'm so sorry. Look at my big bird. Let's do love. Another kid. Man, I read, what was her name? I think it was Jenny. Wasn't it the name of Karl Marx's wife, Jenny? I think so. Wasn't it Jenny? Man, she was so busy when handling the household, while Karl was sitting there and spending all the money on booze and talking shit. And Engels, man, write your book. Can you please complete your book? Yeah, another 6 months. Oh shit, was 10 more years. Dude was completely a lazy bitch. Dude was... If I tell you, if Karl Marx would live nowadays, dude would play, I don't know, World of Warcraft or something. Even, I don't know, but that would be funny. I think it was Jenny Marx, right? I'm pretty sure it was Jenny Marx. It was pretty sure Jenny Marx. I think it was, yeah, exactly. Jenny von Westphalen, yeah. Yeah. Jenny, yeah. Dude got himself a Jenny, and she was so devoted to him. She wrote always letters, man, I'm so unhappy. Yeah, then get away from Karl Marx. No, it's Karl. He's not that bad. He's a lazy bitch, but he's good. She was always busy handling the finances, everything, the kids, everything. While Karl Marx was sitting somewhere and smoking cigars and being perma-drunk. And after 20 years, he managed to complete his book. Okay.
L'honneur est exigeant.
I think he never worked. He never really worked. Dude never worked. I think his wife worked more than him. Yeah, I think he never had a job in his life. And I mean, nowadays, okay, but back in the days, yeah, during the whatever 1930s, I guess you could be really screwed up if you didn't have a job. There was no social security, yeah, but dude managed, man. Dude was a survival expert. Man, dude had 100, level 100 in survival. He always somehow got from his, I think from his mother. Also Engels was working and had some family business and was always sending money to Karl Marx, and they were all so impressed with him. Dude was like Jesus. That Jenny, I mean, she was low, noble. That nobility is not really that important because it was already basically abolished, but she was absolutely into him while that dude was doing nothing, and she always wrote letters to her friends or to her family how their household is going to shit and how Karl Marx is only drinking away all money, and how she has to even look how she can pay the rent and food for the kids, while that dude was only being massively lazy, then making a new kid, and then after 20 years finishing his book. But Engels kept sending money, and something that dude must have made an impression on those people. So something he had. I mean, he had some sort of charisma or whatever, because that is so outlandish how people kept believing into him. I mean, there's this theory, that those people that propose it looking for... Yeah, okay, there's... my brain is already too slow now at this hour. That he did that for personal reasons. But yeah, very interesting. And this accessible information. I mean, sure, that private stuff, but I mean, it's of course also somewhat important. And he was a massive anti-Semitic. Massively. There's something what all those dudes have together, that they somehow rejected their father, had somehow a strange relationship with their mother, but that is so super psychological. Let's don't dive into that, otherwise my brain explodes. I need to canalize my left energy for handling that platoon here. It's crazy, in France. I don't know, is it still like that? Perhaps it changed. Back in the days, you were allowed to bring your own wine to a restaurant in France. Very cool. If you would do that in other countries, man. And London, they simply book the tip onto your bill. Ah yeah, thanks for the tip. What tip? which you paid right now. The 20%, you know. I don't know, I did that once, but I have not been in France. Yeah, I don't know, for Metropole France it might be different, but at least at some time it was culture that you could bring in your own wine into a restaurant, while in most other countries it is considered a complete sacrilege, whatever, to bring in your own drink or food to a restaurant. I remember how often I sneaky drink some out of my Coca-Cola or something off my bottle. So many of those restaurants, of course, make more money with those sides than with the food. And nowadays, man, 0.2 Cola Zero, 6 euros, please. That perhaps that changed, I don't know. Good. Yeah, we get down. I think that's a good path. Let's first see if we can suppress here some stipe. Oh, no visual, okay. Yeah, we need to first wait for the second platoon to move up, so let's suppress those guys.
Suppressing fire!
Last time I was there was before the Notre Dame was burnt down. I had been there before, but for some reason I'm happy for that. An extra amount of time in the church, really looking at it closely for 1 hour 45 minutes. Will never be the same. Was it so different since the fire? Good, Jimmys, I'm moving down. Keep the fire up. And now we need to move. Failed! Are you fucking kidding me? Moving out of a... Yeah, okay. But the squad is activated. No, they are not leaving fire. Wait, we have an order. What is the problem? What is the interface showing me? Left I see no orders. Here I see one order. Up I don't see any orders. Gee, here no orders, no orders. Here I see one blip. Something is wrong here. We're receiving here false information. So they failed to move out of a position that is under MMG fire. Yeah, shit can happen, okay. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine, yeah. Shit can go wrong. I know why that failed, because if we would move here, we would expose ourselves to those units. So there is a moral check, or whatever check. Yeah, if you want really to play it safe, we would have moved here. But I definitely wanted to move in that position even worked in suppression. And yeah, you can argue you are not aware how much they are suppressed. Just perhaps even authentic. In most war games, yeah, suppress those suits, okay, they can't fire now on us. Now that squad can move in here without any problems. Why in reality, that squad or the platoon leader, me, wouldn't even be aware of that. Yeah. Those guys either mic'd out of their own initiative, those squad leaders, or on barked orders might engage those positions, but you might not receive what is going on. And again, it's not I don't consider it a morale check or whatever, I rather consider it the chaos of war. And yeah, we failed it, but we will live with that. That's not really a big thing. We'll handle that. I think still we're making good progress. So I really like it. I mean, the dynamics are believable. Especially as somebody that has a clue who was supposed to lead. Yeah, bigger elements like a company out of the field. And then you realize something like combat mission is a complete fantasy. Yeah. The reality is, oh shit man, I ordered first squad to engage that position, I don't know, what are those dudes doing? I hear gunfire, okay. I hope they are good. Let it flow. Let it flow, yeah, let it flow. Riding the wave. You are not re-aware. You will never get the entire picture or... Or there might be situations where you might not get the picture. Okay, we need to engage your position here. Good. That is here, third platoon, which is now back in shape. I will deploy 2 platoons here. We could definitely use third platoon in the south. That's what I'm currently working on. Those guys are back in action, let's hope we get them out here. Looks good. Yeah, that's a nice position. Yeah, and they have some stragglers, but we will handle that. Right now, we'll keep that. First I need to clear up the stuff here. Yeah. Jeez, you didn't want it. Oh, okay. Yeah, next time we might need to retreat.
diable! La France est de notre côté!
Flucht nach vorne. That might be not a bad idea. Retreat forward. I might do that. Let's go. Are we out of the enemy machine gun? I think so, yeah. Ja. Flucht nach vorne. I was thinking, did I move in the machine gun range? No. Oh shit, I did. I picked balanced. The middle option. Yeah. Be my guest. Play it together.
Don't let up!
If one squad exposed to machine gun fire, that's not good. We need to move up.
Third wheel! Donnez-leur une pilule amère!
Casualty. But I keep moving. Nice. Well, I have those 8 hours of training to get through first. Yeah, but I mean, it's already gameplay. if you consider it. It's not really some sort of tutorial, it's basically like... Yeah, I like Band of Brothers, yeah. I mean, the book that the TV series is based on, I spent a lot of time in that. All those good books, yeah. Here, Lord of the Rings, spends a lot of time in those hobbit towns before then the epic stuff goes down. I mean, training, of course, no matter if basic training, officer training school or whatever has, of course, quite an impact. Especially if you then immediately sent out. Okay, we're doing good here. We're facing here some opposition. I think we will come up with something. That half-cocked book is good. If you read, you should consider getting it in English. Yeah, I only read if the source material is in English, I read it in English. Also, if you want a good book about modern warfare, Black Hawk Down, yeah, it's also a pretty good book. This first-hand accounts by Mark Bowden. I read it as a kid in English. I think it was really one of the first books that showed me how surreal and what madness war can be. And the movie, yeah, the movie is good, very authentic. I think it is Black Hawk Down is one of the most authentic. Yeah, not from the micro depictions, but from how stuff goes down, yeah, from a timeline. One of the most authentic war movies ever made. With some, yeah, there's some freedoms, like dude dropping some sort of light strobe on the roof and for the little birds. Why that little bird attack happened. You never saw Black Hawk Down. Jimmy, are you missing out? That movie is absolutely... if you like war movies or whatever, Black Hawk Down is peak. They even sent the actors, they sent them to boot camp. So they could figure out stuff. And how to hold a rifle properly. And the actors on the scenes sometimes even didn't know where the explosions go off in order to create natural reactions. Nuts. And the reality is even more crazy. Some people say, oh, the movie is so crazy, unrealistic. No, the reality was even worse. And I also don't know, I mean, they call the Battle of Mogadishu, they call it some sort of as US defeat. I mean, those guys, if things would went down really bad, none of them would have returned alive out of that city. I don't know how they managed to get that convoy out. Absolutely zero idea. I guess that is also where this idea comes from, that RPGs after 2 meters fly into all directions. I don't know how they survived that. I mean, they took casualties, yeah. Also this Gordon and Sugared, man. Gordon and Sugared, if I become gay, I will, even if I'm not gay, I will hang up a poster of Sugared and Gordon. Those dudes are, and those 2 Delta Force operators. That dialogue really happened. It is confirmed by several sources. Those dudes were sitting in that Black Hawk, providing airborne sniper support, and they said, "We want to go to the crash site." Jimmy, there's 100 Somalis advancing on that crash site, and area support is too far away. If you go down there, We can't guarantee you anything. Are you really sure? Yes, we are sure. And they didn't even blink. Went down there. Most deserved Medal of Honor. Damn it, man. It's two rando dudes, man. Living a normal life. You check their backgrounds, man. Someone grew up in the US, lived a honest life, went Delta Force, which are not those Navy SEAL pop stars. Delta Force, man, that is those suits. You can't apply for them, yeah? They come to you. Yeah, the Navy SEALs pop stars here, where I can tell you, those Navy SEALs that conducted the Osama bin Laden raid, even before the operation, they were already arguing with each other who will sell the movie rights, who will get the movie rights, who will write a book. Should be Delta Force dudes. And then that movie is complete. It's the Mona Lisa of war movies. I need to watch it. Black Hawk Down. Gee, that was when before Ridley Scott transitioned. I don't know if you watch, but there's some dudes, man. I mean, I saw it in Family also. When they become old, I mean, old. I respect old people, senior people. Some people, man, they simply turn, I don't know, into. I think this happened with Ridley Scott. Dude made massively fantastic movies, and now they get him out of his whatever cryo chamber, and dude is only serving shit movies. I think Black Hawk Down was by Ridley Scott. I'm not entirely sure. I think so. And if you watch his new movies, you think, nah, man, that was never ever that dude. Nah, it's peak cinema. Yeah, Black Hawk Down is absolutely peak. And again, yeah, whatever you see there, with some minor details which nobody cares really for, authentic. Authentic. Yeah. It's even down to the soldiers, to their names and everything. Sure, there is some guys getting replaced. For example, that coffee guy, he got replaced because the original dude, which distinguished himself, they had to replace him for a good reason. He became a child molester later and went into prison. So they decided to replace him with a fictional personality. Yeah, I understand that, because you can't show that dude. Yeah, it's of course not working. You can't show that dude being some hero, especially post 9/11. Yeah, or was it? Yeah, it was post 9/11. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why is basically a child molester? And that all those dudes authentic. Even that stuff is here. That is my safety. That one dude that is with live weapon rolling through the base, eating steaks. Gee, man, you would get nuked, man. You would get dismissed. Running around with a rifle, man, loaded, man. Not even unsecured, but loaded, unsecured, and eating steaks. Jimmy, where's your safety? Put that safety on. That is my safety, my finger. There's indeed that account. Nobody really knows if it's true, but that account is. It's crazy how that movie is really quite authentic. I mean, most people don't know because they never check the source material. But whatever happens in that movie, a lot of this stuff, very authentic. Little freedoms, yeah, which normally Hollywood always injects themselves into any source material. In that case, no, it's pretty good.
firing and we'll make it out of this.
Okay, I'm making good progress here. Okay, stop. Get those guys suppressed. Because we need fire support. Oh, I took a casualty, okay. Yeah, I need to move those guys up. Wait, what? Is that exposed? Sure, everything is here exposed. Better move fast. Yeah, I think north approach, we need to watch out a bit. If that machine gun goes online, we have real problem. In past next turn I can reach a tree line. That will definitely help. But that here, that avenue here is brutal. That machine gun goes online, it can pin the entire platoon.
Left foot, right foot.
I should have double assaulted. Oh, okay. Didn't check. And those guys were on the flank. This will be fine. Why are you showing me that? Okay, yeah, thanks. Can you please stop? Oyster vs Rally, yeah, I got it, thanks. Why is that window here? Fucking get... too far, okay. There's not too far.
Cotton balers, don't let me down.
Exactly. There's not too far. Look at that dude. Iron Cross. Wait, wrong army.
Let's go.
Wrong army. Iron Cross. Iron Cross was for the Americans, right? And Medal of Honor was for the Germans. Yeah, second platoon making good progress. Handstreich. Yeah, first I need to get those dudes off the road. But indeed, otherwise you need to. But that is. You know, those guys are safe here. Try it. Look at those suits. Look, failed.
Shit.
Okay, shit happens. We are not really safe there, but okay.
Gentlemen, prepare for battle.
Exactly. Nice.
Shall we, gentlemen? Advance!
No. Let that squad light those dudes up, but not you.
Come on already.
Good. The platoon is making also good progress. I like how the game shows you the machine gun and you and they don't fire. That's cool, yeah. Never seen that in a war game. Normally if the camera shifts you already know, oh shit, I screwed up here. It's over. And the camera here, machine gun, not firing. Really cool. Very cool. Good snipe, get ready. Oh shit, I can't reach those dudes. do I really want to commit to that? No, you need to do it, Tony. Ah, wait. Okay. Let those guys move alone. Careful of stragglers. Yeah, very good. Suppress. Yeah. Casualties again.
L'heure est grave.
Jimmy said, I like that dude up. Diabo, like those dudes up and then send the squad in. They are flanked, okay. They're looking currently in a... Okay, that's rolling.
Not possible, sir.
Again.
Frag out.
Here goes!
GTA? Or GT? GT4, Gran Turismo 4. Okay, I like insane idea of endurance race. Yeah. You can play the 24 hours of Le Mans. Either yourself or... But I just noticed after a pit stop that game returns to real time. Okay, sniper assault. Jimmy always gets it done, man. He always gets those 50-50s. No questions asked. Dude, I will recommend him at Oberkommando Wehrmacht West for Iron Cross.
Putain!
For Medal of Cross. For Iron of Honor. Jimmy Stipe gets it done. Was even fired upon by some dudes. Didn't care. Jimmy, what is the next order? No suppression. What is the next order? Here, platoon leader. To Stipe. I hear gunfire at your position. What is the next order? Shut the fuck up. What is the next order? Next objective. Is it this purple... What the fuck is with those buildings here? Why are they colored like that? Is here... Is there some anti-sun blocker? Bronze cross. Victoria Iron. Yeah, but I mean, the northern approach is really a bit questionable. Wait. Ah, we need to silence those guns. No, it's absolutely not questionable. Where is that fire? That is a fire control bunker, okay. Also, okay, two guns, fire control. Roger. Are you kidding me? You can't reach? Got them trenches? Okay. If you can make that happen, make it. Do it. Immediately. We have visual, but we want to wait for the platoon. No, move in. Oh, привет. Over. Okay, now we're committed. Now we are committed. Move in.
Let's go!
Good job. Very nice maneuver.
prendre pas la pipe.
Fire!
Oh shit.
De merde.
They fire back. Oh, surprise, yeah. Ah, but they managed, okay. Nice. Oh. Okay. But good job. They got off the road. I think they will now get pinned there. But that's quite a situation here. Tank platoon. Nice. Since we can drive the Japanese Gran Turismo contest or whatever. Championship. Japanese Grand Touring Championship. Okay. Now you see grenades going off. Yeah. Dude.
Frag out!
Lewis, with me!
Take them down!
Can't see shit.
Garde à vous! Come on!
Forward!
Let's get it done!
Harris, with me!
Faites de votre mieux! target. Frag out!
Charge!
L'heure est grave!
Don't let up!
Nah, man. Really? No, no, those can pizza are not okay. So we need to go for those as well.
Préparez vos bottes.
Fire!
Gentlemen, follow my lead.
Not by a Sonda, come on. He crashed? What the? Ah, he pitted. Yeah, okay. Was we have good tires. Dude was not pitted, okay. Okay, I have all pits.
In proof of the surprise of our landings, German armistice commissions were caught flat-footed in each city. Their jobs, to bleed North Africa of her raw materials and farm products. The people of North Africa were evidently not sorry to see them go.
Yeah, I will also finish a mission and go to sleep. Yeah, good night. I will soon follow. Good, I will continue next day. Beautiful game. See you.